CNN actually stated that President Trump, when he wins, is going to put Arabs in internment camps. Where the hell did that come out? They must have. Where's that come from? So that's the kind of lies and misinformation that they're so desperate for Harris to win, they're making up. So they made up a story that Trump is going to put Arabs and Hebrews in internment camps. He's not going to. During World War II, yes, they did lock up the Japanese because they weren't sure what was going on. But they were treated decently. And they were put in internment camps until, after the war, which you could kind of understand the situation there. But where'd they come up with that? They just pull shit out of their ass and they're like, hey, you know what? We can say this. We can say this. We can say this. Because you know what? We control the press. We control the narrative. We can say whatever we want, and the majority out there of Democrats will believe us because they don't watch Newsmax or America First Network. Salem is another one I think that just started, but they don't watch that. They watch the lamestream media is where they get their news from, so they believe all this crap. And again, as far as that comedian tell joke, okay, look at George Lopez. I don't know if everybody knows who he is, but anyway, George Lopez is a comedian. He's Puerto Rican. He made a joke about Mexicans steal everything. Did anybody get offended? No, they didn't. But yet, another comedian makes a joke about Puerto Rico, and they blow it all out of proportion. He's a comedian. Comedians tell off-color jokes, and that's what they are. It doesn't mean anything. They're comedians. Look at, oh God, I can't think of his name. Isn't that stupid? But anyway, Don Rickles, yeah. He insulted everybody. He insulted blacks, the Jews, the whites. He insulted everybody. And you know what? Nobody took offense. Because he's a comedian. So just because comedians have been telling off-color jokes since the get-go. Some of them, they get a laugh. Some of them, they don't get a laugh. And that's just the way it is. Oh, and as far as the Puerto Ricans, CNN or one of them went out on the streets and asked people, and it's like, no, people are not going to change their mind. A comedian told the joke. They're acting like Trump was the one who made the joke about Puerto Rico because they control the narrative. Hey, you know who controlled the narrative back in the 30s? Yeah, Hitler. He's the one who controlled the press and controlled the narrative. So once again, which party is more spewing hate than the other party? The Democrats. When did you ever hear Trump say Harris is like Hitler, or Tampon Tim is like Hitler, or they're white supremacists, they're neo-Nazis? They don't. They're the ones that's doing it. And Harris is giving a bullshit speech, and she's going to bring up January 6th again when the FBI, whistleblower at the FBI leaked that FBI personnel in the crowd actually stormed the Capitol. That was just released a few days ago. But you don't hear about it on the fake news. And yeah, FBI, any kind of situation like that, you always have undercover officers, undercover FBI, crap like that. So anyway, if the Puerto Ricans were really offended and they believe that Trump did that, Okay, it may make a difference, but it's not going to make a difference. Trump is up 25 points with Puerto Ricans in Arizona or Nevada. I'm not positive on which state. One of those states over there where they're coming up from the border was a lot of Puerto Rican people. One of the states, Trump is up 25 points with Puerto Ricans, and the other state, he's up 12 points with Puerto Ricans. So that's why the fake news is pushing the whole Puerto Rican thing, is they're hoping people are not going to change their mind. People are voting for Donald Trump for the 47th president of the United States. Get over it. And he's going to win. He's going to take states that they don't think he can take. You have states that are registering, like California with Newsom, they're registering non-citizens to vote. And the Supreme Court is ordering non-citizens to be put back on voter rolls. No, non-citizens don't have the right to vote in our federal elections. Our elections are for American citizens, legal citizens that came over here and are legal citizens. They went through all the bullshit. Do you know that I'm off track here, but do you know that most Americans, if you were to take the citizenship test, you would not pass it because you wouldn't be able to answer most of the questions? So the immigrants that come into this country legally know more about our Constitution and other crap. Well, not crap, but anyway, they know more about it than we do. You know, it's just like when public schools were first started, you had to take a test, a citizenship test, to get in the schools. And most Americans now, if you had to take the test to get into grade school like they did in the 20s and 30s, most Americans, even adults, would not pass the test. So that's just kind of funny. Anyway, yeah.
Talking about you, it's us. He's not going to, say, oh, you're with a white guy, I'm going to keep you from being deported. No, he's going to deport you and put the white guy with someone else. The man is out there.
What can you say about these people? They really should have never closed those asylums. And while we're on The View, let's have a look at this meltdown from Sunny Hostin, who blames Donald Trump personally for a joke told by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe at Madison Square Garden.
This Puerto Rican has something to say about the island that I love, where my family is from. Puerto Rico is trash. We are Americans, Donald Trump.
Why are you telling Donald Trump? It was a comedian who made the joke, this joke.
Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay, all right.
And the hyperbole, love, you're going to hurt yourself. Now, for the record, most Latinos that I know of, not the celebs she mentions, most Latinos have a pretty good sense of humour. They're not easily offended. They're not snowflakes. And they probably know that Puerto Rico has a significant trash problem, has had for many years. In any case, it was a joke. I don't recall the Democrats, including the likes of The View's Sunny Hostin, having a tantrum over this joke told recently at a Kamala rally, suggesting that Mexicans are thieving miscreants.
Donald Trump said he was going to build a wall, and George Lopez said, you better build it in one day, because if you leave that material out there overnight...
I don't remember Kamala having to disavow that joke or the media having a mass meltdown about it. Let's check in now with Tim Walz, who wants Republicans to stop all that name calling.
I think the core principle, adhering to the Constitution, the rule of law, getting away from the name calling and the division.
But wasn't it Tim Walz who just a few days ago called the world's richest man the genius sending rockets into space and using his considerable wealth to help save free speech? Wasn't it Tim Walz who called Elon Musk a dipshit?
Elon's on that stage, jumping around, skipping like a dipshit on these things. You know it.
And remember when the man who put tampons in boys' bathrooms in schools across Minnesota called Republicans weird and creepy?
You know it, you feel it. These guys are creepy and yes, just weird as hell. That's what you see.
And here is Tim Walz pushing the dangerous lie that Trump's sellout rally at Madison Square Garden was some Nazi-inspired event.
Donald Trump has descended into madness over the last few weeks. And I think some of you don't miss on this. Go do your Google on this. Donald Trump's got this big rally going at Madison Square Garden. There's a direct parallel to a big rally that happened in the mid-1930s at Madison Square Garden. And don't think that he doesn't know for 1 second exactly what they're doing there.
That's the weirdo accusing his opponents of using reckless language, really. Now it's time to check in with the woman herself, Kamala Harris. Here she is with a bunch of celebs, including John Legend, chanting, "We are not going back."
We're not going back. We're not going back.
Did you spot actor Mark Ruffalo there? How is he getting FaceTime with the Veep when he's out there pushing dangerous lies about Israel? The man is an anti-Zionist disinformation machine. Interesting company that she keeps, but don't expect the media to ask about that. The media won't even ask her about her many accents. But the content creators keep coming up with gems like this.
Oh, hello, young lady. Quite a marvellous day, innit?
Why does she talk so weird? Let me play with her.
Well, hey there, little nugget. I'm going to be the first black female president of the United States of America.
Man, this doll sucks.
Accent Switch Kamala can emulate any accent you like, as long as it grants her credibility.
A bonjour, you have a croissant.
Yes, Accent Switch Kamala can even do a German accent and comes with a bunch of useful accessories.
Guten Tag, Sie lieben ein Bratwurst, ufta, ufta, ufta.
Accent Switch Kamala.
But wait, there's more. All new Accent Switch Kamala comes with 2 bags of campaign money, a blind eye for illegal immigration, and her own multi-laugh 3000 generator. Laugh in every way possible. It's Accent Switch Kamala and brand new Tampon Tim.
Let's have a look at how MSNBC covered the huge Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, which featured everyone from Melania to Hulk Hogan to Dr. Phil and Tucker Carlson, and also Trump's dream team. Those are the people expected to be part of his administration, the likes of Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tulsi Gabbard and Robert F. Kennedy. It was a jubilant affair, but let's hear how MSNBC covered it. This is insane.